David McGoldrick, welcome to Oakwell. How does it feel to be here?
Yeah, delighted to get here. Speaking to the manager for a little bit about it, and then it's happened quite quickly, and I'm glad to be in the building and sign now.
You mentioned Connor there, of course, somebody you've worked with in the past within the game. Was he a big factor in you coming here?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I know the stature of the club that speaks for itself. But obviously, playing with Connor and the past, when I was last with him at Derby, I see he was in coaching manager mode there, and I can see his ideas and I can see how he wanted to work, and obviously to come and play under him, was a key factor. I've got nothing but respect for him as a player, person, and a manager. So it's a good combination.
Yeah, just tell us a little bit more about Connor. You mentioned that as a person, but also his method of working. What was it that really got you engaged with his ideas?
It's just his love for it. He's intense. He's got this, even when he was playing, he had this drive to be the best. And I can see that just on the training field yesterday, seeing him first time in the actual manager situation, it was really good to see, obviously, because I've seen him wanting to do all the coaching stuff, and then seeing him in action, I can see how good he is and how successful, and everyone respects him. And, I'm just a player, even though I played with him, I'm just a player to him. He's my manager, and that's how I want it to be.
And you joined the Reds off the back of a fantastic season with Notts County in League Two, a whole bunch of accolades. Do you feel like you're playing better than ever? Yeah,
this is a saying that age is just a number. People look at it and think, oh, he's 37 and he's coming to the end. I've probably scored more goals from the turn of 30 from before I was 30. So, I still feel fit as ever. I look after myself. It's a lifestyle to play football. You have to do it. It's a dedication, and I live and breathe by that. So, I'm fit and I'm ready to go, and I want to, come and show the fans what I can do. It's going to be a tough pre-season that'll get me fit, and then hopefully I can showcase what I'm about, and it's just down to me.
And do you think you coming into the club, it's not just about what you can bring on the pitch, it's also the guidance you can give to the younger players, because we have got a lot of younger players playing in the first team. Do you think you can pass down some advice and some of the experience that you've had in your career?
Yeah, I think that's a thing. I think that quite a young squad, players that have played in good levels, and younger boys. And obviously I've played in all the leagues, so I've been around for a long time. So if I can bring any experience, on and off the pitch, there's talking and voices on the pitch, then that's what I've come to do. Con knows obviously what I'm about, so he wouldn't have brought me in if he didn't think I'd be able to do that. So I'll put my mark about, but my main thing is to do the talking on the pitch myself.
I'm sure a lot of fans have seen you play before throughout your career, but in your own words, how would you describe your playing style?
Feel quite technical. I can score goals inside the box, outside the box. But it's not all about goals. I feel my link-up play and bringing people into play. Strikers always worry about scoring goals. I'm not a natural goal scorer. I like to get involved, drop deep, do certain things. So hopefully fans will see it after a few weeks, and they can make their own mind up.
And you mentioned the stature of the club at the start of the interview, but you'll have played here many times, obviously been in and around the area. What do you know about the club, and what were your impressions of being here?
The club is funny. The last time I came here with Derby. I scored, but we lost 3-1 or 4-1, I think it was. And the atmosphere, Derby's packed out the way end. The Barnsley fans, they packed out the stadium. I think we was like 2-1 down at half time, and it was the atmosphere, the passion. I remember going back for a corner, and the fans were giving me some, and just that passion. If we can get that place rocking like this, that we're sure hopefully we can do, it'll be brilliant. And I've been here with Sheffield United before. Obviously that's quite a close, so it was really good atmosphere. I've been here many times, Ipswich back in the day, Forest. It's always been a good atmosphere, and that's what the thing that that drove me, that I wanted to come here as well, because I want to be a part of that and scoring goals in front of them.
Really good season in League Two last season, of course, but before that, your time at Derby, again, really impressive numbers in this division. Not long ago since you played at this level. what were your impressions of the league, and what do you think it'll take for the lads to have a successful season?
You know what's funny? People always ask me, because I played all through the 4 leagues, like, what's the difference? I feel like League 2 and League 1 are very similar. Maybe there's a bit more quality at the top end of League 1 than there is in League 2, but I feel like the majority is quite similar. League 2's got some good teams and good players. You know, the more quality you have up at a pitch and use your brain a bit more, which I think will happen in League 1, it can make a big difference. And fitness is key. You know, the fitter you are, the better you will be. So Connor's going to implement that into the team. And yeah, I think we can do something if everyone's on the same page, which looks like from my first day being in that everyone is on the same page, and hopefully it's be a successful season.
Involved in the playoffs, of course, at the end of last season. Not long now until the start of the season. I imagine not a big break, but you really look forward to getting going.
Yeah, can't wait. You know, it's when you're off and you have time, you're on holidays and you're relaxing and you're out of contract or whatever. What happened at my previous club, and then you look back, then you start seeing people come back on the social media, you start seeing them training, you think, oh God, yeah, I'm missing this, I want to get back. And I've had offers from other places, didn't feel it was right for me, but yeah, when this one come and the magnitude of the club, chance of playing in League 1 again, yeah, I jumped at the chance, and you know, I can't wait to get going. I haven't had many training days, so it'll take me a little bit of time to get myself going, but I know how to look after myself. I know how to get myself fit, and by the start of the season I will be fit.
Didzy, once again, thank you for your time and welcome to the club.
Thank you very much.